Yeah, what is the
So
question?
how is self-acceptance related to accepting the world, people outside?
Okay, very good question. Self-acceptance and accepting the world. See, in our life, there are many relationships we have. The friends, family, relatives. Okay. So we have many relationships. Now, some people are not able to form a good relationship with anybody. Everywhere that relationship starts getting shaken after some time. Have you heard of the situation where all of my relationships seems to be shaky? Something or other happens, the relationship gets deteriorated. That means I'm not able to have a good relationship with anybody, or there's no good relationship with anybody with me. There are the challenges of relationship, right? It can be one person or many persons. So what is external relationship? An external relationship is related to my own relationship to myself, how I am relating to myself. Now, what is myself is the question. Because what we see in the outer world is a projection of my inner own understanding. So my outer relationship is nothing but relationship of my relationship with myself. The inner gets projected on the outer. The inner relationship is not comfortable, then outer relationship will not be comfortable. So the problem has to be repaired inside first, then outer will get repaired. Most of the time we go to counseling, we go to family counselor, we try to repair outside relationship. Okay, it can be in marriage, it can be in friendship, or it can be in business also. So let us understand our inner relationship with ourselves. Okay, so that what is our self? What is myself? With me, in myself, there is a child in me. Do you know there is a child in me? My child self is there. You know that? Do you know that? Do you know we have a child in us? So that child is nothing but my subconscious mind. The child is nothing but my upbringing. So what happens is that at a prenatal stage, 6 months, when the baby is in the womb of the mother, 6 months, the child gets emotions, experience of mother. This affects the child in the womb of the mother in whatever way. When the baby is in the mother's womb, 6 months, the brain starts rapidly forming connections. Now, this rapidly forming connections, in that time, whatever experiences are, that experiences are getting recorded. These are the deep impressions in us. So I've heard that the brain gets developed almost 50 to 60%. The connections will get developed 50 to 60% by the age of 4 or 5. Between the age of 5 to 9, there is further connection. 90% connections happen. Now, these are the connections, the deep-rooted connections. So at that time, whatever we have, the parents, the family, the religion, the culture, the friends, the school teachers, they will have a deeper impressions on us. This forms the emotional foundation of our life. This is our foundation of our life. Now, the child itself is unconscious. In the sense, child does not know what to accept and what doesn't accept, what not to accept. Whatever comes to the child will accept it. That means the surrounding environment starts printing on the subconscious of the child, the inner self. So between the age of 6 months in the mother's womb to age of 10, our inner child has learned, matured. But the inner child has no way of accepting what is required, what is not required. Discrimination is not there because the intellect and conscious mind has not developed. Whatever comes, it will absorb. So this we call as samskara, imprints, impressions. Some of the samskaras will come from past life also, right? So now there are some things, emotions, habit patterns we have learned at a younger child, as a younger child, as a child, as we mature. So this forms the foundation of our life. Now, some people are having good fortune, having good foundation, a good samskara. A mother who is emotionally stable, the family which is family which gives a good support, and the society and the school and all, maybe a good support. They may have emotional stability and good samskara impressions in the early part of that life. Now, what forms in the early part of life becomes the basis of our throughout our life. What has gone into subconscious, what has gone to our early learning, will keep on coming up again and again in our life. Our subconscious mind is the storehouse of impressions. It will influence our conscious mind. Are you getting what I'm saying? So now, our emotional disturbances, anger, fear, anxiety, is many of these things we learned earlier. But as we mature, as our intellect matures, as our ability of intellectual discrimination matures, we start finding that something in me is not acceptable. I get angry. I am angry. I don't know how to control the anger, but anger is coming. I get depressed. I don't know why it is coming. I am unhappy. I don't know why. So all these are nothing but impressions which are coming up from the inner child. It's a child only. It has not grown. Inner child has not grown. So there's a child in us, inner child, which has not grown. But your intellect has matured now. You have become adult. Now you know what is right and what is wrong. You know what is not. Oh, I should not get angry. You know. You should not feel depressed. I know. Right? As we become older. But by that time, already impressions are accumulated in the subconscious mind. Our inner child is already learned. Unconscious learning has happened by the time we become, by the time of age of 10, 12. Family, circumstances, TV, all those things will print. Now, do I have a control of the inner child? No, because inner child will dictate my emotions, anger, fear, anxiety. So this is our growth. What happens in our growth? Inner child. I've heard the psychologists have studied many children over a period of time, over 20, 30, 40 years, how they perform in life. They have found some of the children have a very good emotional quotient. Anything in life, they are emotionally not disturbed. Emotionally, they are stable. What is called emotional quotient. Now, where does this emotional quotient comes? They found out in the early part of the child's life, the child has a good samskara environment. And many of the people, many of the children, what they saw, what they found, the good samskara, the mother tells some nice stories to the children, the motivating, inspiring stories. These stories becomes the foundation for inner child. Stories of Ramayana, Purana, divine stories. So that becomes the foundation. That's called good samskara. So those who got these stories and good samskara in the early childhood, they have a long-term emotional stability in life, because the inner child is matured through good culture, conditioning by the parents. This is called parenting. Good parenting, right? So now we have heard of Swami Vivekananda. He was called Narendranatha earlier. His mother has named him Narendranatha. We know him as Narendranatha became Vivekananda because he became a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. But the seed for Narendranatha to become Vivekananda was put by the mother earlier itself. The mother used to tell stories of Shiva, stories of Krishna, stories of Rama. They are all foundations for the inner child of Swami Narendranatha. And that inner child, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa nourished and he became Vivekananda. So our foundation of life is laid between the age of 6 months prenatal to 10 years postnatal. That's why our ancestors had a system. The mother, a pregnant mother, should listen to the Harikatha, the Purana, the divine stories. So that will become the foundation for the life of the child. The prenatal education starts for the child when the child is in mother's womb. Some children are fortunate, they get a good samskara. Some children are not fortunate, or they get a samskara. Mother baby may be emotional, angry, that will affect the child. Prenatal education. We have heard of Prahlada in Purana. Prahlada was in the womb of mother Kayadu. Kayadu is a Asuri. Her character is demonic. She was, during her pregnancy, she was in the Narada Muni's ashrama. Narada used to tell the stories of Vishnu, the devotional stories. That devotional stories affected the child because Kayadu was sleeping. Kayadu was not interested in these stories. So the Narada, the divine sage Narada, Devarshi, taught the child in the womb of the mother the divine stories, Prahlada. And that became foundation for Prahlada. He became a great devotee of Vishnu when he grows up. So prenatal education is very important. Postnatal education up to age of 10 is important because family and culture conditioning help. So now this is where our inner child is grown. The subconscious intelligence, that heart. The challenge for us now, we have become adult. We have 18, 20. The head is mature, intellect is mature. Now some part of us, oh, I should not feel angry. I should not have felt angry. But anger is coming because of the subconscious impressions, the early upbringing. Understand? Oh, I am depressed. I am upset. That impressions are coming. And I don't have control because they're coming from the subconscious, the early part of programming. So now there is a split between my head and the heart. My rational mind says it should not be there. My emotional mind says this is there. Emotional mind is the child. So now, a part of me, I don't like. A part of me. My inner child, I don't know its inner child. A part of me, I don't like. Hey, I should not get angry. I should not get emotional. I should not feel upset. So now, I am not able to accept a part of me. Emotional reactions. Are you understanding? But do I love myself? Yes, I love myself. Everybody loves themselves. I love myself minus that inner part, minus that inner child. Are you getting what I'm saying? A part of me I don't like, but I love myself. My love is for myself is there. But somehow I don't accept, I don't feel comfortable, angry, emotions. But I don't have control also because it's already there. My inner child has already grown. So now this creates a conflict in me. I love myself, but I don't like a part of me. Then all our thought as an adult is, I don't want to get angry. I don't like anger. I don't want to get emotional. So I don't want. So our focus is, I don't want to get angry. I don't want to get emotional. Now our attention is always going to the part which I am not comfortable. When you say, I don't like, I don't want, subconsciously I am strengthening that part because our subconscious mind doesn't understand what I don't want. I don't want to get angry. The anger part becomes strengthened. I don't want to get emotional. The emotional part gets strengthened. So what I don't want gets hardened. Can I accept my inner child as it is? Can I accept my upbringing as it is without conflict? So first I should stop. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to feel emotional. All these things you stop. Instead of that, focus on, I will become peaceful. I am becoming more peaceful. I am doing good service. Okay, I am any situation, I am becoming peaceful. Focus on the positive thoughts, because that positive thought consciously you take will go into the inner child, inner subconscious mind. Your head and heart, the heart will accept what you do consciously. The consciously start living a life which is more comfortable rather than rejecting a part of you which is not comfortable. All our life, a conscious learning happens, then subconsciously it learn. For example, if I want to learn driving, so I'll very conscious I am driving. I have a fear. I don't know where the accelerator is. I am very cautious. So then gradually it goes into subconscious. It becomes a program. Then I don't have to worry consciously. Subconsciously, I'll be able to drive comfortably. So what we do consciously, gradually we start getting subconscious. Our inner child learns. So why don't we teach the good habit patterns, the peaceful nature to the inner child, rather than saying, I don't like you. Accept your inner child. This is what you are. Your family, your circumstance is what brought you here today. Accept that they have an inner child which is emotional, which is angry, which is fearful. Then you accept yourself as totality. Accept what you are. When I say self, it is SELF, small self, myself, whatever you call it, myself. Accept yourself. All of us have a love for ourselves, right? Everybody loves themselves. But somewhere I don't accept the inner part, emotional, anger, fear. I don't accept it. So a part of myself I don't accept, a part of myself I love. Now, when you don't accept a part of yourself, then what will happen to you in all your relationships? What is inner you project on the outer. If you are not able to accept a part of yourself comfortably, you are not able to accept that gets projected on the other person. Our relationship will be unstable. Because what we see inside, we see outside. For example, when I pinch my hand, I feel pain. So that's why when you pinch your hand, I know there's a pain because I can feel the pain. Suppose I don't have the ability to feel the pain, then I can't understand that you have you feel the pain. My inner experience I project on the others. So my inner child I project on the others. I am not comfortable with my inner child. That inner child is projected on the others. I'm not feeling comfortable with other relationship. That's why the relationship begins shaking. They become emotional. They become bondage in that circumstance. So what is required is the healing of the inner child is required. It's a simple child healing. Accept yourself. Accept whatever good I am, whatever bad I am, whatever angry I am, I'm accepting it. This is the child. So accept yourself totally as you are. Don't reject it. But you understand the child has learned some wrong habits because of whatever reason. Try to teach a new habit. Don't say don't get angry. Don't say don't get emotional. Don't say don't be afraid. Try to teach a nice good habits. Then what will happen? The child will learn. The subconscious mind will learn. The subconscious mind is like a child. It will learn new habits. Then old habits, old samskaras will go to the background. The new samskaras. Then what will happen? Your relationship will improve. You are able to feel love because you are teaching the inner child love. The inner child love will project on the others. Relationship will improve. So healing of ourselves is very important before we can heal. We go to the counselor, the marriage counselor. Counselor will tell us this thing, that thing. That's all outer. Really, our inner child has to be healed. For inner child to heal, accept inner child. What I am today is what I am. Acceptance is called self-acceptance. Accept yourself as you are. That's what is called prarabdha karma. Why you are like this? Because of your prarabdha karma. You didn't choose your family. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose your circumstance. It all happened to you. That's called prarabdha karma. The moment you accept your prarabdha karma, the load of prarabdha karma comes down. You start feeling relaxed. The moment you reject your prarabdha karma, the prarabdha karma starts troubling you. No, I don't want to get angry. The anger will come. I don't want to feel anxious. The anxiousness will come. So stop rejecting. Start accepting your inner child. You start feeling deeply peaceful. So now, this is where first is healing the inner child. Accepting the first step is healing, accepting. You look at children, right? Some children feel dejected. Go and hug the child. You are my child. The child will feel more comfortable. Okay? Child may be naughty, child may be angry, but the moment you accept the child, child will feel comfortable. You have a child in you, inner child. Just hug that child. Accept the child as it is. Don't judge the child. Don't comment on the child. That's called self-acceptance. All of us love ourselves, but a part of us we don't love. Because we love others, we try to form relationships. But we can't accept a part of us, then we'll start, our relationship becomes shaky. The moment you say, I love my child, I accept the child as it is, then your relationship, outer relationship starts improving because you don't project. Try to teach the habits of love, compassion to the child. This is what is called service, seva. Instead of constantly fighting with the inner child, just do service. Focus your energy on the positive action. The inner child will be healed. Accept the inner child, heal the inner child. That means inner child will learn new habit patterns. Then you are becoming free. So this is what is called purification of the heart. Purification of the heart happens when you learn new samskaras, new habit patterns, consciously learn to do service. So then you are getting ready for the jnana, clarity. So then the teaching happens. Shravana, manana, this. You are actually, your self is the higher self. You have a higher self, which you are not aware. That self is Brahman. You are pure awareness. So this understanding will happen. So I'll call it as Ishvara, or cosmic self is your self. So your body, mind, and intellect is your lower self. The cosmic self is higher self. So once you accept your inner child, once the inner child starts healing, there's a purity which happens in the heart. Then it's easier for you to accept cosmic self as my real self. Accept your higher self. So when you are accepting higher self, that's called nididhyasa. Learn to accept, first learn to accept your inner self, the child in you. Then that acceptance will help you to accept your higher self, the cosmic self. It's called Ishvara. So self-love, self-acceptance. When you say self, first is your lower self or your inner child, accept that. Then you accept your higher self, the cosmic self. So this is actually spiritual journey. The moment you accept your cosmic self, then what will happen? Your cosmic self is higher self, Brahman. Then the whole world becomes your family. Relationships will improve because you feel connected to everybody. It's the cosmos, cosmic self. This is what we call as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is my family. Entire world, universe is my family. Because cosmic self, entire world is manifested in cosmic self, Ishvara. So the entire world is my family. My relationship will be, my relationship will be of love, compassion, wisdom. Earlier my relationship is I don't want to accept this part. Now it will become love, compassion, wisdom, healing of the inner child, accepting the inner child, then accepting your higher self, accepting higher self, nididhyasa. That can happen through Shravana, Manana, nididhyasa. Healing of the inner child happens through seva, service, and good habit patterns. Atmano mokshartam, jagaditaya. Self-realization and selfless service. This is our spiritual journey. Is there any question? Does that answer your question? See, what I am saying, a spiritual journey is first healing yourself, healing your lower self, accepting your inner child, love your inner child, accept what you are today. You are angry, you are jealous, whatever is that, you accept yourself as totally. The moment you accept, there's a love and healing will happen. So this is called purification of the heart. Then develop some good habit patterns through seva. Then you realize your higher self. This is the spiritual journey. Now, it's the inner child is like another child of us. A child is naughty, child is angry. Okay, we are getting angry at the child. Child has negative quality. Our outer, we have children, right? So first learn to love the child, accept the child as what it is. We keep on saying, don't be naughty, don't be angry, don't be jealous, don't make noise. We'll say, don't. So what we focus on, don't, that is strengthened. Instead of saying don't, just say what is to be done. Focus on what is right. Don't focus on the negativity. Let the negativity be there. Accept the negativity, but try to focus on the positivity. So that's what happens. There's gradual transformation comes in the child. So that inner child will heal. This is just like outer child. Outer child is naughty. So you keep on saying this child is naughty, should not be naughty. Then you are strengthening that naughtiness. Our mind accepts the key words. It doesn't understand. Don't get angry, it doesn't understand. Anger is what is accepted. So the subconscious mind always it catches keywords. Don't get angry, it'll catch anger. Don't feel emotional, it'll catch the emotional. The no doesn't go into subconscious. Accept that. Accept what your inner child is. That's a healing. Okay. Now, if you don't heal, then you are a split person. Your own self you don't accept fully. If you are not able to accept yourself fully, how can you accept anybody else fully? So that's where our relationship starts shaking. Is that clear? So, see, what is the meaning of acceptance? Acceptance, its nature is like that. For example, the fire's nature is burn. I'm neither ignoring fire nor hating fire. I'll say fire's nature is burn. So my nature is like this. My family, friends, and relationships, what I've got as a package deal for my prabdha karma, destiny, is like this. There's neither love, there's neither hatred, there's no rejection. This is what it is. Acceptance of what it is important step in our life. The moment you accept what it is, you start feeling a peace inside. The moment you start rejecting, there's a hurt. That hurt will grow. We fight with life. We don't accept life as it is. Anytime anything happens in our life, what is a part of our destiny. We cannot control it. We cannot change it. It's my family which I am born, my upbringing, my family, friends which I'm getting. I cannot, there's a part of destiny. But I can change myself, how I react to that, how I accept that. So destiny is called Purushartha, Prarabdha. Purushartha, you have a choice. So Purushartha, you start working on what you should be, what should be the right thing to do. Start doing the right thing rather than worrying about the wrong thing. Your child is not performing well. Focus on what he can do well. So your child is not doing mathematics well. No matter how hard you try, mathematics is not. Maybe he is good in arts. Teach him arts rather than forcing him into mathematics. So start doing what is positive, then all negative tendencies will start going down by itself. Is that clear?
Yes, Guruji.
Any questions are there?
No.
So is this, yeah. So we say, everybody accepts themselves. Arrogant person say, I'm arrogant, I'm fine. Okay. Somebody says, I'm right. Obstinance. Right? So now they are unconscious living. In unconsciousness, they have accepted their own shortcomings. Okay. Now, but their own shortcomings affect the relationship with others. An obstinate person will always affect the others. So that's an unconscious life. Unconsciously we accept something. But now we are not speaking of that. We have become conscious. We have started accepting. We have understood there is a problem in me that I want to correct. So then you accept it. That's a conscious acceptance, not unconscious acceptance. When you start consciously accepting yourself, you start working consciously to correct it. This is the conscious journey. Spirituality is a conscious journey. We are coming out of unconscious life to conscious life. We are not speaking of people who are unconscious. We can't speak of them because whatever they are, that's all. We are speaking of the people who are in spiritual journey. From unconsciousness, they're coming to consciousness. First thing they start seeing defect in themselves. Just accept the child. Just accept the inner child. Heal the inner child. So now, doesn't mean that you don't have to improve. You have to improve. But don't focus on negativity. Focus on what is positive. The positive will overtake the negative. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Any other question? See, a person who is not comfortable with himself sees the world in that way only. Suppose somebody is depressed. He sees the world is gloomy because our inner depression we project on the world. Somebody who is joyful, he says the world is joyful. So our inner we project on the outer. Okay. Most of the time we say this is not okay. The other person is not okay. The nature, human nature, no. If I am not feeling happy, I feel the whole, there's no happiness in the world. Unhappiness in the world doesn't reflect on me. My unhappiness reflects in the world. A person is depressed. Okay. So people go near him, they'll also feel depressed. The depressed person says there's no hope in the world. So inner reality he can project on the outer reality. Similarly, a person is joyful, he projects a joy on the world. Oh, world is a joyful place. Go to a child. Child is in the present moment. So everybody starts coming to the present. So your inner reality projects on the outer. So we have an inner and outer. Many times we land up saying outer, nothing is okay. Nothing is okay. The relations are not okay. People are not okay. We are saying that. What we don't understand is that not okay is within me. I'm not able to accept a part of me. My inner child is not accepted by me. So the moment I am deep inside, I have a feeling I'm not okay. So because I'm not okay, the rest of things are not okay. So accept your inner child, heal your inner child, then you will become okay. Then outer also becomes okay. All relationships become okay. I am okay, everybody's okay. So we have to look at the situation where something is not okay. The something is not okay outer is a reflection of inner. Heal the inner, outer will be healed. From not okay to okay. Okay to life. Okay to accept, okay, accept what you are. Doesn't mean that you stagnate. Try to do something positive so that positive qualities develop rather than there are negative qualities. Let it be there. Don't struggle with that. Just try to do positive. The negative, positive will overcome negative. This is like a glass of water is there and you put one ink drop. The glass has become, water has become blue. So now, no, I don't like blue. I want to remove the blue. No matter how hard you try, you cannot remove the blue. Already stained. Then what you have to do? You have to pray for fresh water. The more fresh water you pour, the blueness will, blueness of the link water will come dilute. Then it will become fresh. Pour the fresh water. So that's why don't worry about the what is there already. Don't worry about the inner child which is having difficulties. Focus on positive. Pour more water, the ink blot will go. This is the journey. See, in our life, we cannot unlearn anything. I learned driving. I cannot unlearn it. Similarly, the inner child has learned something. Unlearning is not possible. The more you try to unlearn, the more it will strengthen. Instead of that, learn something new, something more useful, something more positive. Then you start feeling that inner child will learn. Subconscious impressions, positive thing will come. So then you'll feel more peaceful. Accept yourself. I am okay. Everybody is okay. The entire world is okay. Is this clear?